Right now, herO is 1 win away, becoming the 2015 Season 1 KeSPA Cup champion, seizing his first ever Korean individual league title. And Dark wants to take that win to tie this up. I hope to see a Game 7.
I'd love to see a Game 7, but it is going to be so hard on Cactus Valley. This is herO's best opportunity to take this out, close out the game. He doesn't want to go to Game 7, not on this map. What is the final map, actually?
The final map is Bonnie Research Station.
Bonnie Research Station. So it's not even a bad map for herO in the end of all things, you know. Still a lot of potential there, but it's going to be so much easier on Cactus Valley.
Yeah, if he could just win it here, that's ideal. Comfortable map. An easier map. Tough map for Dark. Wonder what Dark's got planned here. We've seen a lot of coach talks with herO. We don't see Dark actually having as much coach interaction in this series.
Yeah, maybe one of those players that just likes to be left alone after a loss and give time to think. He doesn't respond well to coaching in that sort of form.
Sure, and we saw him be really frustrated earlier. That pause after the game, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he kind of hammered his way out of that one. See if he can stay strong. For Cactus Valley.
Yeah. This is definitely a very high-pressure situation. He's on his last life. One more loss, and he's out. It's over. He's going to be second place. He'll just be another finalist. No one ever remembers the second place. People only remember the first place.
It's really mean, Wolf.
It's true. It's true, though.
It is true.
It's true of all sports.
Second place is the first loser.
Definitely true. All right, guys, let's find out if Dark can bring us to a Game 7 or if herO's going to be our Season 1 KeSPA Cup champion.
SK텔레콤 D1다 박영우 vs CJ엔투스 herO 김준호.
Over here, bottom right in purple is Dark, fighting his way to a very close series.
Up here in the top right, it is CJ herO on match point. He wins this one. He is the champion. He has that to take home.
Yeah, 1 win away from taking that very shiny, very fancy trophy home. Trophy looks so cool with all those lights, actually.
Well, I don't know if he gets to bring home the set lights.
No, he doesn't get to bring
That'd
those
be
lights
pretty
home.
cool.
That would be probably just be able to sell those and make way more money than the prize pool.
Oh, way more money.
Those lights are very expensive. Oh, look. Bringing a girl, getting a prize. The girl doesn't even know him. He's like, all right, could we split the prize now?
That could be it.
Looks like we might see a forge opening here. You know, like even for early cannons, but we haven't seen that yet today. So,
well, no, I think it's
not
going
on
to be
a 4-player map.
No, it's going to be the Nexus into a late forge.
He didn't even send the probe to scout. So
exactly, that's the biggest tell of all. He'd probably need to send 2 probes on this map as well, 2 different directions, so he can find that base early enough to cannon it. Dark, not even going to go for a quick scout himself there. Just going to simply go for the blind hatch first. Probably double hatch on this map as well, because it is a bigger map.
Funny, Dark got these spawning locations when he ended up facing life on this map. It worked out for him then. Scouts north. He's going to see that again. He's going to see this Nexus first, so really good scouting information here. Just lucky again. This is, I guess, what I'm trying to say with these scouts.
Yeah, lucky scout. Sees no forge yet, but safe to assume with the pylon on the low ground like this.
And now he can react because, you know, had he scouted incorrectly, he wouldn't have necessarily known what was going on and would have play a little bit differently. It's not going to go double hatch before pool, though.
No, afraid of the forge. Always afraid. Get out those fasterlings instead. I think hero's going to scout the third base, be like, okay, no hatchery down there just yet, so pool was the next option. Go through down that cannon.
Checking even with the drone down here just to make sure no cannons or anything going on. And, you know, at this point, we're going to see things kind of slowly evolve here. Third base for herO. not too terribly tough to take on this map if he chooses to do so, because he's been showing us that he doesn't always like to. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Stargate out of him here, though. What do you think?
Hard to say, because he has scouted that he's still on 2 base. She's like, do I really want to go for, an Oracle opening? Because it isn't going to be a fast quick 3. Maybe it's going to be a little easier for him to defend against it. I think we could see herO from this kind of position.
Good spawns for it.
Yeah, I'm feeling herO. I'm like, Model In would be fantastic in these positions. When you get to that little intersection outside the natural, it just becomes so much easier to engage. There's a Cybercore at the back.
Yep. And this Overlord just wants to know where that is so he can check for Chronos later. Also wants to see where the pylons are to where tech might be hidden. And Overlord over here watching that wall. Wants to see if +1 goes down. These Lings are checking the same thing. Probe goes over, and these Lings see that. They see it come back, and they're like, I know you don't have a third over there, but here it looked like he might be considering that. And maybe that's just what he wants Stark to think.
Another sentry being made as well. The first sentry and +1.
Yeah, it's going to delay tech significantly. This Probe really wants to go get a scout off and draw these Lings away. And
he's going to go forego that Mothership Core for a while as well.
Yeah.
He seems to do this just about every game.
He doesn't really feel like he needs it, and he's just very comfortable with getting his tech out much faster. I'm kind of starting to like it.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work with it. He's having a lot of success. Third and fourth similarly being added. No tech just yet either. Just the +1.
Yeah, is that enough? He's got 150 gas sort of here at this point, but obviously Stargate doesn't line up here. I think he might just either do gateway pressure with +1 and take a third base, or just take a third base, use the +1 to kind of slide into a Twilight Council +2 and blink with that third base, depending on how much he wants to commit to that. It could be an empty third, or could actually mine from it a bit and do a bigger commitment.
There's a fourth gateway, yeah. Could very well be just another all-in.
High chance. So let's see how much he commits to these gates. Does he add any more? Does he add a fourth base? Makes it look like he is, or third base, not fourth base.
Twilight. Okay.
I think he's just going to add a third, poke a little bit here, then follow up with +2 blink.
Yeah, it looks like that. Not a bad choice for this map either. Get a nice sentry count out early on. Get that upgrades in. Could be an empty third.
Little hallucination scout, gonna come see the Hydras then. Very important.
He's still making probes, so I think it will be a saturated third at least. A semi-saturated one.
Probably not gonna be completely empty.
All right.
Moving up with these sentries, but a few Lings on the map. Speed is still away from done. Still a ways away, so not actually going to be able to knock this third base down with 6 sentries on the map.
Still, that's a lot of Zerglings.
He has to be careful because he's going to threaten the third, and then he also is going to threaten run-bys into the natural, so he's need to have a wall there.
There we go. Zealot warping in. And 36 Zerglings on the map. We got 9 sentries, Mothership Core, and that cannon to defend the third base. Dark going to be looking for it. Here we go.
There's that wall with the Zealot. Although the probe pushed him. He needs to stay on hold position there. Dark's got a changeling in the main too. Just trying to identify anything he can find, any information about where there's a weakness. Sees the blink as well on the way. And probably going to see those 2 gates.
Yeah. At this point, he knows exactly what's going on. A lot of gateways being added.
Roach Warren coming up. Infestation Pit coming up. The Vipers. Dark is... They get a really good drone count now at 71. Gonna sit pretty on that and even take the 4th base here. This +2 blink, though, is very scary. And these sentries are starting to really bank up that energy. 9 of them on the map right now. These Lings haven't gotten too much done. Just always a threat, though.
Yeah, he's getting that later robo facility.
Oh, God, these Lings.
Wow.
They bait out a lot of force fields here, but I don't think it's worth it.
No, he really needs those Lings to buffer for these Hydras that are coming out now. Doesn't really want to add many Roaches at this point. He just wants Ling, Hydra until he gets to Viper. Don't have to worry too much about herO moving out just yet there. herO still has a pretty small army. But more and more gateways being added on, so everything's kind of...
We're gearing up.
Everything's geared up. The War Machine is running. War Prism is coming.
The engine is starting.
The engine has started. It's starting to make that noise.
Yeah. Still in neutral, though. We'll see when he decides to put it in drive.
I think drive is +3, maybe.
Yeah. He's getting the Temple Archives as well.
Oh, yeah, he's just going all the way up.
He's doing what he loves to do off 3 base. Like, if he saturates his 3 base, that's what he does. He's actually ahead in Harvesters at 71 probes right now. Scouts the Hive timing. Those Vipers aren't out yet.
Knows he will need at least some feedback. Help out against them. Even adding it. Almost added an Immortal for a second and going into Observer. And, herO's actually got quite a bang, not warping in much at all.
One Zealot goes to scout and harass other bases with the Roaches over there. Go find it. Oh, no.
Prism.
That's 600 minerals worth of units down the drain. Full of Zealots there. And Charge is about to finish. Storm a long way away. There's a Dark Shrine. He lost that pile into the south and his Warp Prism, unfortunately, so Dark Shrine. How much use he's going to get out of that, I'm not sure just yet. This is a huge commitment by Dark to this large army. Like, he needs to do a lot of damage with this.
Yeah, that is a huge army. It's actually coming into the choke point. herO might want to try block that off.
Yep, he needs to. This is before Storm. With Storm, defending this is a lot easier.
You need to start warping in as well.
Yeah, he needs more than just this, and he's going to need to redo those force fields. Oh, +3 gets contaminated as well.
Oh, it's going to get
and
killed.
He's going to lose it.
Oh, wow.
Nice moves here by Dark.
Yeah, herO's army surprisingly small for this point of the game. It's never really investing that much. He's going to have Storm in a moment when these Templar have enough energy.
Yeah, they're not ready yet. He's going to lose his robotics as well. Yeah, this is just a ton of damage for Dark. This is exactly the amount of damage he would like to get done. You know, just kill a bunch of probes, kill a bunch of tech structures, force all these warp ends. He's on 4 bases.
On 4 bases, and a bunch of probes went down in the natural as well, but not too many. Still pretty saturated. And everything's going to get cleaned up. And supplies aren't too different there, but one of the scary things as well is every sentry except for, I think, 1 went down. And he needs force fields still pretty badly in this kind of competition.
I think the key things are he lost his +3. He lost his Robo. So he only has 1 Observer, and that's all he's going to have for a while. And he can't make any more Warp Prisms either until he replaces that. So this is the last Warp Prism we're going to see for a while.
3 DT is moving towards that 3rd base now. Yeah, losing that +3 is massive.
It's brutal. And
it's huge.
He isn't replacing it either. I'm not even sure if he's realized it didn't finish before it died. This is going to target the Spore down and then go to work. He's on it. Fighting in the middle of the map at the same time. I'm going to transfuse, but there's the Overseer.
I want to start working on that hatchery.
Needs to fight.
Ooh.
Oh, there goes the Warp Prism. I'm not sure what was in it, but this hatchery should be totally fine. This hatchery, on the other hand,
4th base.
Transfuse is trying to keep it alive, but it goes down.
This is a pretty vulnerable army. No force fields really at all.
Yep. 4th Sentry trying to Guardian Shield for a second. Don't forget that this is a mostly Roach army, so Psystorm isn't going to be insanely useful against it.
Oh, what? Going forward like that. Very brave. Could warp in a bunch of sentries, but choosing not to. Just more and more Stalker.
He needs these storms to be really good to hold on. And there's the first one. They're actually really good storms. They're doing a ton of damage to these Roaches at the back. And he should be able to hold here with good micro, but the Blinding Clouds are nice.
Well, one of them is. The other one kind of really affected all the Roaches.
Yeah. And he's trying to push through here. The rest of the Stalkers need to join up with this army. So many of these Roaches are actually low from those storms earlier. The Hydras at the back very exposed as well. But really, Darkus is getting too efficient of a trade, fighting Blink Stalkers versus Hydras.
Yeah, we're seeing another big blink forward from herO, which is always a big mistake, I think. He always trades so cost inefficiently against them. And more units are coming up here. And look at that supply lead for Dark at this point. I believe we are going to go to that Game 7 after all.
It starts to look that way. I mean, Dark doubles the supply of herO. Again, all these blink forwards. So many of these herO Stalkers are in the red. So low. And, you know, he never got his +3. whereas Dark is about to have +3 and a +2 armor. 2-1 versus 2-0, I believe. I don't think herO has the armor. Yeah, he doesn't.
Yep, no armor. And yeah, this is not looking good at all for herO. He's going to warp into TT, actually. Maybe he's going to try for this Overseer, try and push him back that way. Would be a bad idea.
Well, I think that's his only hope. Not even targeting it. Not going to happen. Good control here by Dark. And that's going to be it. We're going to go to Bonnie. It's going to happen. It's just trading too well with these Hydras. The Hydras with the better upgrades. Stalker's so low. They're going to get finished off here. We're going to see him type out. Base goes down without a cancel, meanwhile.
Nothing left here, essentially. Just Rogue Tiger coming on in. Full energy Vipers to help close this out as well.
Dark is pissed, man, and it's a good thing for him, man. He's doing a great job. GG. Wow, we're going to Game 7, Moonblade.
We are. Bonnie Research Station. A nice map to finish things out on. Now you get some of that coach loving.
Yeah.
Now he gets to
talking to him.
Get a nice massage. Clear his head a bit.
Oof, watching.
Watches on.
Yeah.
Not very helpful.
Well, this is a. This is just. I can't believe the series is going to Game 7.
Dark is turning it around.
Dark could win
you know,
against herO.
herO looked like he had a lot of indecision in this game, or like a lot of maybe too much greed. He actually just didn't make an army. He had so much bank, he just didn't make an army.
Yeah.
And then Dark made an army and moved across the map. And that was pretty much it. Like,
Yeah.
That's all there was to it. Like, it was really strange how it came to be like that.
He committed a lot of resources to Storm. And the Storm wasn't really good against a mostly Roach army. I feel like Dark kind of started to realize like how herO was playing this. Instead of going into more Hydras, which we've seen most of these Zergs do mostly, he went into mostly Roaches. And he had some Hydras at the back, of course, to finish off the Stalkers once the Storms kind of just did their thing. And, you know, the Roaches ate the damage, and then the Hydras at the back did what they needed to do. But he made his comp a little bit more Roach heavy, and I think that was a good choice against what herO was throwing at him and what we've seen from herO every time he takes a third.
Especially after herO lost all his sentries, you know, in the first attack. Like, he had no sentries for the rest of the game. Like, how are you possibly going to make good use of Storm and Mass Stalker without sentry? It's just not a thing. And, you know, it's not like the Zerg is making stuff that's going to destroy force fields. They're always going to have a place in the game. They're always going to be so powerful.
Yeah.
And he just had, like, I just don't understand the timing in which it all happened, because he had a bank. Like, herO could have been making units that whole time.
Yeah.
But he chose not to.
Yeah, he did. And, you know, I guess maybe part of the reason why he didn't make it is because he doesn't have the gas bank, because he was making Storm and trying to get High Templar out and also warping in almost pure Stalkers. And he was also going up to, like, a really fast +3.
He could have even made Zealots, though. Like, he had, like, 1,500 minerals at times, and he just wasn't using. And he had so many gateways to use them as well. He just didn't identify that Dark was going to move across the map with his big force.
Exactly.